Hello, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Annihilape with the charge move of Rage Fist in the Master League Premier Cup. Finally going to be able to use an Elite TM to get this move on this Pokemon, which is very cool because now we can finally take a look at this Pokemon in the Master League because there's no way I'm going to build another Pokemon here for this one. And so today we're going to take a look at this Pokemon with the Rage Fist and Ice Punch. I would have liked close combat. I still don't have any charge TMs. I'm still doing every single raid that I see, like literally in my 2 gyms that are nearby. It just doesn't work. Like, honestly, I barely get the moves that I want. Like, I really use, like, most of the times, like 10 charge TMs without getting any results, and that just does not really work. But anyway, so Ice Punch is still going to be the second best choice. Close combat is the best choice. There's no doubt about it. As said before already, there is no Pokemon in this game so far that can take both shadow damage, like ghost damage, as well as fighting type damage, making this such a strong pick for sure for any league, to be fair. So next opponent, we're going to see here already a Primarina in the lead, a save swap of the opponent's Lostheart. Then we're going to have access here to the Wild Charge, which is going to just one-shot them. The opponent here, by the way, have a little bit of a history over them. We battled in Utrecht regional, and I got third, and he won the entire tournament. He knocked me out in the losers final and then won the entire tournament. And for me, this is like always still got this one game that I kind of wish would be a little bit differently, because I actually was 2-0 up in the losers final against them. The third game I could have won as well if I didn't make a misplay, and I got hardwalled for the last 2 battles. It was just so devastating for me. I would have been able to go to Worlds, getting qualified easily with that one as well then. But it is what it is. Things just sometimes don't happen for a reason, and that's totally fine. They played very well. Shouts to them, they won the entire tournament at the end of the day. Like, nothing against them or anything like this. But like for me, of course, it's always something very memorable for me, like the tournament where I got the furthest. Yeah, at least I was able to have a little bit of a revenge, which is kind of nice, as we were able to knock them out with that Annihilape. We're going to see here the Dragonite against us. Dragonite is going to be having that drip on as well. Look at those glasses, look at the bow tie, like it is just like perfect. Like, this Pokemon is great. I actually want to like build this Pokemon as well, but yeah, we're going to have here the Mirror Shot coming through. We never really got like good IVs for this one. It was only available here for raids for like a short amount of time, so it was a bit tricky to get. But as you will see here, we're going to have a Wild Charge coming through. A Wild Charge is going to allow us to get the KO against the opponent, which is great. And we will see now the Gholdengo coming in. We're going to try our best here to go for another crunch, and let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to be able to take a hit here for sure. Still, one Shadow Ball should never be enough to knock us out. We can go for the crunch, and this is looking really promising for us. As we'll see, the opponent actually going to swap out into the Feraligatr, and this is actually fine-ish, because the opponent has to make a misplay. They would get to their next charge move in 1 turn, but they might go and try to fully farm me down. I decided to go for the Mirror Shot, and this allows me to go for that big Wild Charge. This is going to be so crucial, because like this, we're going to be able to get the knockout, and we have now the Gholdengo against our Annihilape. We can go for the Rage Fist, and this is going to be a good game, right? We're going to be able to get the knockout here, correct? Of course not. They survive, literally on a few HP left, but maybe one Wild Charge, like one Volt Switch is going to be enough here, right? We're going to go down just in time there for the opponent. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. We can move on to the next opponent. They're going to swap out into the Ursaluna. Swap out Ursaluna kind of means they have an Rhyperior in the back. That's kind of what you can tell by this. Here, for example, if I had close combat, I would have been able to one-shot them here already from this range. I still have Ice Punch though, which is not too bad. Ice Punch still going to do some super effective damage. So, like, it's not the worst ever either here, as you're going to see. We're going to be able to knock them out, and we still have some energy left, and so we can go for the Rage Fist spam. Of course, not as crazy the Rage Fist spam here compared to what the Primeape can do, but Primeape cannot do anything in the Master League because it is stuck at like 2600 CP, and while the Annihilape goes up to nearly 3700, which is really nice. We're going to be able to go for the fast move here against the opponent. We have to let the move go through again. I expect that they're going to have in the back the Rhyperior, and this was correct. And then with this, we're going to be able to go for the full farm down. And we're in a great spot here, as we're going to use a shield against the opponent. This is going to be fine. It's going to be the Breaking Swipe, and they don't get the debuff, and it allows me just to get the full farm down done here. They can go for another Breaking Swipe next, but it is looking really good for us. Like, it's really looking good for us. As we're going to see here, the opponent is going to be in a spot where the Aqua Tail is going to get the first shield. I can still get to another Aqua Tail, and if this is going to knock them out, it's kind of game over already at this point. And so, let's see on how this is going to go. We will see that we're going to be able to win the battle. Next opponent, we're going to have a gotRage here. gotRage is going to be a very good dragon. I like this Pokemon quite a bit. Let's see on how this is going to go. The opponent is going to go ahead and go for a charge move. gotRage, to be fair, one of the most difficult Pokemon to deal with for us, as gotRage is going to be very bulky, has the option to resist a Wild Charge, but luckily Wild Charge is still going to hurt quite a bit, and if you're going to hit 2 Wild Charges against them, this is going to allow us then to put them into range where even Waterfall is going to be enough, or later on maybe like 2 Aqua Tails or something. Like Aqua Tails generally speaking going to be enough then as well, but like even if they have shield, something like this, we can break through it. So I'm not too worried about it right now. I think it's going to be an okay matchup for us, for sure. And as we'll see here, the Gholdengo is coming in there. The opponent is going to be able to very likely align themselves, unless they're going to let the move go through, which they do. Maybe I should go for the alignment. I was not sure. I was not sure if counter is going to be enough here, and so I'd rather let the move go through. Aerial Ace is coming through. We can go for the full farm down here, or we actually going to swap out into the Gyarados. Now we're going to see the final Pokemon, and luckily it is going to be that Metagross. And as we're going to have also the Waterfall as our fast move, we're going to do some very good damage against the opponent, making it a very solid matchup. And as we will see here, the opponent is gonna now swap out into the gotRage, catching the Aqua Tail. That is great for me, because Aqua Tail is going to be the move that is going to be the best against gotRage as well. I don't really want to get hit by a Thunder Punch, and so I'd rather go straight for the charge move, as even the fast move damage from the opponent's Metagross is not too devastating, as we're going to see here as well. We still use a shield against the opponent. I'm fairly certain that our Gyarados is going to be enough to just knock them out anyway, so I'm not too worried about the situation here in general. But as we will see here, we're going to be able to go for maybe a full farm down, but I decided to swap out now after this one as well. It's going to be the Media Mesh, that's totally fine though. We can swap out, go for Voltage, knock them out, win the battle. Next one is going to be the Gholdengo in the lead. This Pokemon is going to be a tough one. What you want to do is you want to go for 5 fast moves. This is going to put you at 20 turns duration, because 5 times 4 is 20, and the opponent is in at 21, so you're basically always going to be able to, get the perfect fast move timing. And the cool thing here as well then, you're going to be able to go for a Mirror Shot, because you know that the opponent going to use a shield, because they don't really want to waste all their energy here. And this is kind of the way to go. We're going to be able to knock them out. And here I decided to swap out, and this is maybe a bit of a mistake. But to be fair, I don't even think it's too bad. It depends on what they're going to have in the back here. But we still have a Charge Move stored, which is really, really decent. And so I think we're going to be okay. The opponent swaps out into their final Pokemon, being that Gyarados. They're having Dragon Breath, which is a bit more tricky for us. But at least we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Crunch, get them kind of lower with it as well. And they're still going to be forced to go for a Charge Move. I would be able to take a hit though with my Annihilape, so I might have to go into my Annihilape now as well. I don't get the counter through. This can be actually quite crucial. If I would have got the counter through, maybe I would have been in a bad spot then as well. Having a little bit more energy already, I would have had 1 more energy here against the opponent. Let's see if this is going to matter. We will find out very, very shortly. We would be able to go ahead and go for the Rages here. Like, yeah, we can basically get it at this point anyway. It's going to be okay. This is going to be able to get them kind of low. But if we had 1 more... Okay, now the opponent still had a charge move. No, they have a shield left, but I think I still would have maybe been fine here if I got this free fast move through. I would have... Nah, I was mostly still lost. So that doesn't really matter. Mostly I would have lost. Anyway, we can move on to the next opponent. So, we're going to have a Shadow Dragonite against us. Quite a lot of Dragonites, which I did not really expect at all here today. By the way, later on today, we're going to see the Willpower Cup in terms of like the top teams forward. Definitely stay tuned for this one. I'm definitely going to showcase some belts towards this one as well tomorrow, so you can prepare. We're going to be having basically the Willpower Cup as well as the, I think, Ultra League available at the same time. Ultra League going to be also interesting now with the influence of both Primeape as well as Annihilape. I might do some videos towards as well, but only have 1 Elite TMR left, which is a bit of a risky thing for me. I have to kind of see which Pokemon I'm going to use it on. But yeah, it's going to be actually an exciting rest of this month still. We're going to still have the Go Wild area coming up. And so with this, we're going to have very likely very soon as well already basically the option to have Toxtricity in the Go Battle League, which is going to be a very exciting Pokemon. Stay tuned for this one. There's going to be an event coming up where you can hatch that one as well, which I'm going to try as well to do, which is going to be the Into the Wild event. If we're lucky, maybe we're going to be even able to remote raid some of the Pokemon here basically from the Safari Zone. I have a lot of people on my friend is most likely gonna go, so that's going to be very exciting for me if this is going to be happening. But yeah, definitely going to be an exciting event coming up there for the end of this season. We're also going to be able to get again the origin form of Dialga and Palkia, which is going to be very, very cool, as we will see as well. That's going to be a very close battle here. Can we still win this battle as well? we're gonna be able to just barely get up to a move here, I think. And this mirror shot should be enough to knock them out here. Let's see, it is, and we can move on to the next opponent. But yeah, definitely excited for the Toxtricity, going to be in 4-star rates, which is going to be interesting as well. Anyway, gotRage is going to be next. Again, you kind of want to get some damage onto them, so hopefully you're going to be able to then, like, let them go for a charge move first. You're going to be able to take it way easier with, of course, not being dropped. Gholdengo coming in here. Gholdengo going to be a very solid matchup for especially our our Gyarados, of course. And so we're going to be able to go for a double wild charge, force them to do a... Actually, I thought a wild charge would do way more damage than it actually did. So that is kind of madness. And as we will see here, the opponent going to go for a Shadow Ball. It's going to be a bit of a tricky one. They're going to go very likely back into the gotRage. Let's see on how this is going to go. We can go for the Crunch. Going to allow us to put them definitely a little bit to... yeah, it's a little bit closer to like a Rage Fist. I guess an Ice Punch would knock them out, but I kind of would like to go ahead and get at least a bit of energy generation as well, like a damage generation here anyway. And as you can see here, Rage is coming through, gonna boost our attack up, and now we can completely destroy the opponent's Excadrill. You might think this game is safe. I'm gonna do a lot of damage now and I should be fine against the gotRage. I did not expect Scorching Sands. I did not expect that they would also get the debuff. It's a 30% chance to get the debuff here. That is absolutely madness. Does it actually matter? Maybe. I'm not too sure about it. I would have definitely done a little bit more damage against the opponent already at this point. Doesn't matter for the matchup here. It doesn't, because he's still going to be able to reach our Awkward Tail. This should be enough to knock them out. And so we're going to be able to win this battle. We can move on to the next opponent. Magnezone against our Florges. That's going to be a great matchup for us, and they swap out into the Gholdengo. What's cool here, if they want to swap out into the Gholdengo, you're always going to be able to just go straight for the Wild Charge. As you need 12 turns and the opponent takes one turn basically from swapping out, you should be always kind of able to get to the move off before the opponent gets like a free fast movement with that. That's always going to be great. We will see here the Shadow Ball coming through as well. That's fine. We can use a shield. We're going to be able to knock them out. And as we will see here, this is going to be able to knock them out here quite easily. They are very likely to work into their Florges, but it's looking really, really solid for us. This team, by the way, was actually amazing. Like, I would really recommend you to give it a try. We will have here the Awkward Tail going to be able to get the damage onto them. There was like a team that maybe should showcase for the Open Great League as well, which I played back in the day, which was very similar to this one, with Annihilape as a Saysop. I had, I think, a Mantine in the back usually. That's of course not really as possible anymore, but I'm maybe gonna take a look at if I can change that team around a little bit again as well with the Magnezone in the lead, now where the Annihilape is going to be good again. But as we will see, yeah, Rapier is gonna go down. Rapier does not have a chance here. Like, we're gonna see that they're gonna go for a Rock Castle, remember this battle, and we're gonna see that we're gonna be able to go for the full farm down. In comes the Florges, in comes a Rage Fist, in comes a lot of damage from our big boy here, doing a lot of damage today, getting them even down to basically 1 HP on Dream, and we just need one voltage here to knock them out. Let's see on how this is gonna go. We're gonna see that we're gonna be able to knock them out, and we can move on to the final battle of today's video. A lot of Gholdengos here today. That's going to be interesting, as we will see them going for, again, like, we're going to go up to 5, then go for the Mirror Shot, because they don't want to risk their energy there. They don't know if I'm going to be able to knock them out, and I very soon now would be able to knock them out. We're going to get the attack drop as well, which is going to be great, because they need 6 and 5, so they need 11 fast moves total to get to basically 2 Shadow Balls. And that is quite a lot, like 6 and 5, 11, 33 turns total. That is quite a bit of turns that they need. Basically, you need 12 turns usually for a Wild Charge. And if you go for a Mirror Shot, you need a little bit less as well. I think you're going to outspeed them if you go for the Mirror Shot bait. So it is going to be definitely a good matchup for Magnezone. Generally speaking, we'll see the opponent's gotRage coming in. Again, we're going to have our own Annihilape. Annihilape is a very bulky boy, by the way. It's kind of something that you would not really expect too much, but in the Master League, this Pokemon can take a lot of hits. And we boost ourselves up. In comes the Primarina, and I'm kind of screwed here. Like, I decided to go for a Wild Charge, and they swap out sadly here. I needed them to stay. There's not a lot that I can do here anymore. Primarina now going to be in a great position, and also we have to kind of hope that we are going to be able to catch a move. Luckily, it's not Charm. It is going to be Waterfall. What this means is they're going to not do as much damage, and maybe I'm going to be able to just take a hit here. I'm going to let the move go through. If they're going to go for a bait, it's going to be this one. It's going to be Disarming Voice, so I don't think they're going to have Moonblast anyway now. That's going to be fine. but it's down to me getting to 2 Aqua Tails here. The first Aqua Tail is coming through. Is it going to be enough to knock them out? Please, let's see. It is not. They survive with 1 HP, but we get the move through, winning us this battle. And that's going to be it for this video. This team was amazing. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.